Lady Dimitrescu is the internet's girlfriend, and fans want to know everything there is to know about the tall, imposing vampire. Lady Dimitrescu has her own memes and exquisite cosplays created by her real-life face model, but some admirers want more. Some fans have proposed a potentially disastrous scenario. What if Alcina Dimitrescu tried her hand at other games? What if Lady Dimitrescu was transformed into a helicopter? Toasted Shoes, a modder who created one of 2021's most popular gaming memes, "The Sky's the Limit," literally, Senator Bernie Sanders was modded into a variety of video games, including Skyrim and Resident Evil by Toasted Shoes, to start the year. Toasted Shoes has now given the internet the best present of all by putting Lady Dimitrescu in games that could use some spice. Toasted Shoes is very careful to choose the most unlikely settings for Lady D to participate in, from wrestling titles to wholesome sandbox activities. While these mods aren't necessarily downloadable or playable, Toasted Shoes has offered players a sneak peek at how they'll work on YouTube, complete with a cameo from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. WWE 2K19. Despite the fact that WWE 2K20 was a flop, WWE 2K19 still maintains a devoted following of fans who want to witness a 9-foot woman in a vintage gown fight some males. Lady Dimitrescu was dispatched to the ring by Toasted Shoes in WWE 2K19 to fulfill that wish. Lady D enters the ring imposingly, her big hat firmly on her head, to battle Rey Mysterio in the video. The ensuing fight is vicious, with Lady Dimitrescu repeatedly curb-stomping Rey. It's easy to see Lady D kicking Ethan Winters in a similar manner as a punishment for encroaching on her castle. Toasted Shoes eventually has Lady D hurl Rey Mysterio into the crowd, but not before a stunning jump from the top of the ring. Even gamers who aren't fans of wrestling will appreciate Lady Dimitrescu's spectacular struggle. It's always entertaining to see characters outside of their own games, but the sophisticated Lady Dimitrescu weirdly seems to blend in with the WWE's big, muscled wrestlers. Crash Bandicoot 4. Fans may have been outraged when they learned that Crash Bandicoot 4 features an always-online component for PC players, but Lady Dimitrescu's inclusion in the game may help to alleviate some of their anger. Toasted Shoes Lady Dimitrescu is smaller than usual in this version, and she comes with a pink tablet. Despite being downsized, the gothic Lady Dimitrescu stands out amidst Crash Bandicoot 4's cartoony graphics, and her dress doesn't appear to be up to running in such large steps. Lady Dimitrescu's skirt splits and becomes pants on a regular basis, but that doesn't bother her because she's too busy spinning kicking her enemies off the battlefield. Toasted Shoes shows how Lady Dimitrescu might go about having her own violent tropical holiday in his brief example. After all, Crash Bandicoot 4 isn't a beach vacation, and Lady D has plenty of manlings to defeat throughout the game. The stylized death animation sequence in Crash Bandicoot 4 is the most amusing aspect of Lady Dimitrescu's appearance. When Lady D dies, she gags, stiffens, and falls down, which contrasts delightfully with her normally cool manner. The Sims 4. Many gamers grew up with The Sims, despite the fact that we should never have been allowed to play it as children. While The Sims 4 isn't really frightening, it does become substantially more challenging after Lady Dimitrescu enters the picture. Toasted Shoes develops an everyman character named Kyle and places him in a house with 7 Lady Dimitrescus in this video. Toasted Shoes doesn't explain why he threw Kyle into Dimitrescu's cave, but once the crew settled into a house, things took a turn for the worst. Kyle starts flirting with the ladies and eventually kisses Lady Dimitrescu. One of them, at least. Toasted Shoes determines that there can only be one Lady D at this time, and orders Kyle to begin killing them. Things get a lot more violent from there, as Kyle goes on a killing rampage until the policemen arrive and whisk him away into the skies, naturally. While the Dimitrescu house experiment may have ended in tragedy, Kyle was able to live out his childhood ideal for a time. Resident Evil 3. Lady Dimitrescu, unsurprisingly, had to return to her roots in Resident Evil 3. Toasted Shoes starts the game in first-person view, noticing that Lady Dimitrescu's enormous head can't help but peek into view. Soon enough, Resident Evil 3's villain, Nemesis, breaks through the barrier, but something about the game's iconic gigantic seems amiss. Toasted Shoes has replaced Jill Valentine with two Lady Dimitrescus in Resident Evil 3, with one functioning as the unstoppable Nemesis, and the other is Jill Valentine's replacement. Lady Dimitrescu engages in a heated combat with a tiny version of herself, with disturbing repercussions. Toasted Shoes also appears to have forgotten to turn off another mod he was using in Resident Evil 3, which transforms foes into Senator Bernie Sanders. Bernie began scaling the fence to attack Jill, while they were sitting in folding chairs with their legs crossed. Nothing is more tumultuous than two Lady Dimitrescus, and a slew of enraged senators. Minecraft. Toasted Shoes takes use of the pixelated nature of Minecraft by introducing Lady Dimitrescu to the blocky, colorful environment. Lady D is the same size and shape as the majority of Minecraft characters, although she's a little bigger to reflect her height. Lady Dimitrescu also wears her characteristic black hat, but the brim isn't as wide as it was when she first designed it. Lady Dimitrescu in Minecraft easily hunts down people and stabs them to death. Lady D's sword, while unlike her usual style, does the job admirably. Lady Dimitrescu will be staging her own version of Minecraft Streamer Dream's popular YouTube series, according to Toasted Shoes. Manhunt. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Some flight simulators employ cutting-edge technology to replicate the sensation of piloting a plane, but none include a 9-foot-tall lady in the cockpit. Toasted Shoes addressed this shortcoming by transforming Lady Dimitrescu into a helicopter in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Lady Dimitrescu soars to the air, rotor blades protruding from her headdress, claws extended in case Ethan Winters finds a way to reach her as well. Fortunately, Lady D had chosen a beautiful, bright day for her trip, and she spent the journey admiring the beautiful vistas of beaches and vegetation. Unfortunately, Lady D had some problems while flying as well. Toasted Shoes is concerned that casual beachgoers will be able to see into her dress, so he directs her back to the shore to protect her modesty. Lady Dimitrescu, unfortunately, experiences some turbulence and crashes with her feet up. Toasted Shoes understands there's no saving Lady D from her fate as her propeller hat spins faster and faster, so he moves on to the next game.